One of the highlights of my military career was I got to lead an expedition to Mount Kenya with a really close friend of mine. When we were climbing, my colleague got into a bit of trouble, and I had to do an emergency abseil. He had 5 soldiers, I had 5 soldiers. His 5 had got stuck on the mountain, and he'd done an emergency abseil to get them off. Unfortunately, when he was halfway through that, his rope came away from the mountain. The guys were still on the ledge, and he plummeted to his death. I was involved in trying to rescue his 5 soldiers, and I scooted up the mountain, a bit like climbing a tree. You get up there easy, it's hard to get down. And at one point, I was really stuck, and I couldn't reach them. And I was in a panic because I couldn't reach them, and they're possibly going to die. And then I realized I was going to die. I was stuck, I couldn't get down. And I leaned into the mountain, and I remember saying, "God, I don't want to die." And at that point, I felt this tap on my shoulder, which was really weird and scary. And I turned, and there was this guy stood next to me who didn't speak, who just kind of pushed me into the mountain, roped me up, walked past me, went round this ledge that I couldn't get by to the 5 soldiers, abseiled all those off, came back round the ledge, unhooked me, abseiled me down to safety, and then disappeared. And the soldiers, young soldiers, said to me, "Boss, it's a good job you brought that guy up to help us." And I said, "I didn't bring anybody." We got down to base camp, I got on the radio, I said, "Was there anyone else up here on Mount Kenya? Was anybody climbing?" "No, you're the only military unit that's on the whole mountain." I said, "Did you send them?" "No, nothing." So that was a weird experience that got us off that mountain. And you would think an encounter like that would make you drop to your knees and worship God. I mean, it didn't for me. And it was 4 years later, I think on an Alpha course, I was looking through the Bible, and I came to a piece of scripture in the book of Hebrews. I think it's Hebrews 1, verse 14. And it says that angels are ministering spirits that are sent to those that will inherit salvation. And I remember having a moment thinking, so God sent an angel to help me and those 5 guys get off that rock face, to get to safety. And then it takes me 4 years that I inherit salvation. And that was an amazing moment for me, finding that. It's when for me, I think, that the Bible started to be really powerful and speaking into my life.